Did the West Tigers just get some of the biggest news of the season? Yes, I believe so, and it's not a headline, it's not a signing, and it's definitely not on an injury list. We're going to break it down and some more in this video. Welcome back. I am Geordie, a die-hard Tigers fan, proudly supporting and backing the orange, black, and white. And if you are all in on the Tigers like I am, do me a huge favor, smash that like and subscribe button. It definitely helps me in the algorithm out a ton. Plus, I would love to have you guys all here supporting the boys and giving them the support that they deserve. This video, let's hunt, baby, because the biggest news we know without a question is that the Tigers team now knows how to win a game of footy even if it's ugly. We now know how to scrap, and we now know how to keep teams out when the attacking flow just isn't quite there, and that is the kind of foundation premierships are built on, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, we didn't play our best footy last night against the Knights. The spine was still a little clunky, the attack just didn't click at times, and we left points on the field. If this game had gone how it should have, I think we would have been up 30-40 by the hour mark, right? And instead, it was gritty, it was messy, and if we, just applied ourselves and did better, it would have been so much better, but it still was a 20-4 win, and that is big. That is a sign of growth as well, because last year, we got to look at, this is the kind of game we would drop normally. We would leave the door open, let a team like Newcastle back in, and they would have destroyed, and we would have walked off wondering what went wrong. Not anymore, though. We have changed. Benji Marshall knows it. So let's start with what I think stood out to me and what stood out to Benji, and that was defense. Foundation of everything. The Knights definitely had one real chance all night, just one, and it came at the 78th minute or whatever it was, after we'd already mentally clocked off. Kalen Ponga was neutralized. All of the other players were looking like they were just trying to get through the game and get back to the locker room. And that right edge shut down, just blanketed. It was beautiful. And this wasn't just strong defense, guys. It was smart defense. It was layered defense. It was committed defense. Everyone was working together in this unison, and you could see the communication happening, I think, across the whole field. And that's what got me extremely hyped watching the game. And it's all built on this evolving forward pack. And let's get into it, because Terrell May, my goodness, he played 71 minutes, 71. Yes, you heard me right. To the middle. That's not just fitness. That is dominance on the field. He had 16 hit-ups for 156 meters. 4 tackles bust, 5 offloads, 31 tackles, and not a single miss. That is elite performance out of that bloke. We haven't had a forward like this in years, and I would love to see more out of him and out of the team like that. Someone who can bend the line and stay on the park for massive minutes, right? He is a weapon, and he is becoming a leader before our eyes, and we'll see him on bigger stages. And next to him, Fainu Polo, another beastly outing, 13 hit-ups, I believe, 178 meters, 23 tackles, 3 misses, but, he was working in traffic. What stood out to me was how often he could bend the line on the first or second tackle. He's settling the tone. He is setting the tone too, and he started to find that, rhythm and blend of power and control. And let's give serious kudos to him, and to also Sione Fainu. Only played 25 minutes that game, but every one of those mattered. 8 hit-ups, 92 meters, what did he play, 4 tackle busts, 8 tackles in total. He came on and just changed the energy like he always does. His carries had intent, his footwork was sharp and elite, and he played like a guy who knows he can cause some serious damage on the footy field, right? That is a big leap for him and a big leap for us. And honestly, I think he's taken the game to a whole new level this year in this club. And we always knew he had potential, but now he is delivering when he has the chance. He is explosive off the bench and brings a different shape to our forward rotation that I think is refreshing and I love. And then there is my favorite big fella on the field, Royce Hunt. 36 minutes, 5 5 big hit ups, 76 meters, 17 tackles, no misses, like beautiful. Now, you would love to see a little more and have a 3 or 4 hit ups out of the bloke. He's got the frame and the footwork to demand the ball more for sure, but his defense was spotless. It always is. He plugs holes, he just holds his ground and adds just a real presence to the team that, there's no freaking way that people can get through him when he's on the park, right? And so let's look at the full forward rotation against Newcastle. What we had Terrell May, 71 minutes, 156 meters, 31 tackles, 0 miss. Beautiful. Fonua Polo, he had 54 minutes, 178 meters, 23 tackles, great. Sione Fainu, 25 minutes, 92 meters, 4 tackle bursts, like great performance from that young fella. Royce Hunt, a little less minutes, 76 meters, less tackles, no misses, still beautiful. And that is not just good. That, in my opinion, is forwards playing final footy. Now, let's talk about our spine. Jarome Luai, Lachlan Galvin, decent night, definitely not the best of nights. They are still both, just trying to find who they are as a group and as a team, and I think they will tell you that as well. But that means this win was so exciting because even though Luai is a bit quiet and even though Galvin was a little more controlled and then dynamic, we still handled the Knights well and came out with the win. And look, I've said it before and I wasn't fully sold on Galvin, but I am slowly changing my mind and the tune of how I think about him after seeing this game and the potential we have, because he is showing now that he has that control. It is control. He's not panicking. He's not trying to do too much. He's letting the game come to him. And most importantly, he's trusting his teammates and being led by people like Uppy and Luai. And that is a massive leap in just a few games. And I'm seeing the signs of a young fella just trying to figure out how to manage a team and, be in the NRL. And that's rarer than a flashy highlight. And I don't know, I'm quite literally being sold on this bloke very slowly. Luai, he's still warming up into the year, I think. But even when he's quiet, you can feel the impact. He continues to control the tempo. He communicates constantly. Great defense as well. And when the space finally opens late in the game, he was ready to strike. And I don't know. I think it's only up from here from us. And then we got to talk about Buller because he came up in the last video. He needed to step up this game. And another strong game from that bloke. Always dependable. He threatened when the links, he was just threatening them and their links, and with him being in the spine, he's the guy who's going to explode, I think, once the attack fully clicks and he's able to close breaking games and just smash them open, right? Because he did great. He got that little try off the grubber that he did himself. Beautiful. Something I do have to mention that is not good news is Skelton, man. It's looking promising. It was looking promising with him being back until the hamstring went, and that was a really big blow. Fella had the limp off and whatnot, and with his size and his explosiveness and speed and just, I don't know, any lower body injury is going to be a bit tricky. We've got the depth in the outside backs for sure, but you want guys like Skelton available, I think, especially with how physical these next few games are going to be, and hopefully it's just a minor tweak, but if he's out for a few weeks, that's going to change, I think, how we rotate guys I would love to see Luke Lailili back in. We could even put Buller into wing and then Taruva into fullback or something, or even someone else. Who do you guys think that could replace him? I know there's a few young fellas too that are coming up. Definitely don't want for Tape just yet. He's got a little bit of work. So that all being said, where are we as a team? We are a team that just went 3-3, all right? We are grinding out wins even when our attack isn't flowing. It is beautiful to see. Last year, I would not even imagine seeing this. We've got a forward pack that's just not standing up. They are driving this team forward, right? Terrell May is playing like an origin lock, and Polo and Fainu are just building their careers, right? And one brutal carry at a time, and our spine is still developing, sure, but they are still finding their groove, and we are yet still winning. And that is big news. That's the difference between last year and this year. We've got resilience now, guys. We've got hunger. We've got unity, and we've got a group of young blokes who expect to win and are hungry to win. That wasn't the case last year. So as we build the forwards and build towards the Eels match next week, I want you to think in the deepest, like, is this what the deepest, most balanced Tigers pack has looked like in a long time? And how do you think we could be better going forward? What were some highlights for you from last game? Some things that we could definitely improve on attack or defense or something else? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But overall, really stoked on this win. Definitely an average attacking opportunity and average attack effort, but a win is a win, and 2 points is 2 points at the end of the day on the ladder. We are back up into the top 8, and that is something to be so friggin' proud about. So yeah, I am stoked about it, but I also want to be realistic and be like, hey, we have things to figure out. But the fact that we can pull off a win like this and hold them literally to the 78th minute is wild when we're not firing on all cylinders, and that is something to friggin' dream big about, baby. So, as always, thanks for tuning into this video. We have a huge year ahead of us, Tigers fans. This is just the beginning. The boys are setting the tone, setting the rhythm. The social media is popping right now. The vibes in the locker room post-game was immaculate. They love this. They want that. They want to keep it going, and I promise you, we are going to run deep this year, top 8. But as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. We have so much to dream big about this year, baby. And as always, you guys are legends. Take it easy. Geordie out.